Everybody, if you're just joining us, this is Ecircuit and the DJ Talk is lit up in here, man. It's lit.
Hiyo ndo inaitwa hype set sasa.
Enyewe. Mike umesikia hiyo ndio hype set. Mimi na Mike tuko tunajua hype set exactly ni nini. Set umejua.
Umekuwa educated.
Kali sana. Kali sana. 22162 is our SMS line. Send in your request to DJ Talk. And also remember we are asking you, our question today is how well do you know the person you're dating? And even how well should you know them, before you get into some kind of very serious relationship? Tell us that also on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ecircuit TV Show. Hashtag is Ecircuit. But right about now, let's get into some poetry kind of mood or something like that. With me in studio is two poets, a lady and a gentleman. Gunjiri is a lady, and Saisi, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it right. Yeah. So you are an expressive. Wait, who's an expressive poet? Yeah, you're an expressive poet. I want you to tell us what that is, and then you have this line that just me. You speak from your soul.
Yes, my art is an extension of my soul.
Yes, exactly, an extension of your soul.
Yeah.
But let's begin with Ngojiri. You're an expressive artist.
Yes,
exactly, what does that mean?
Expressive artist. For me, I talk about issues that other people would rather not talk about, or I talk about very deep emotional things. So most of my poetry is fueled by passion and a lot of emotions. Yes.
Are these things from like personal experience, your personal experience, people, or
most of them are my personal experiences, but some of them are stories from my friends. So you can tell every single piece I write is relatable. It's something somebody told me or something I've gone through myself. So yeah.
All right. Saisi.
Yes.
Oh, your name is so unique.
Thank
is that
you.
your real name?
It is actually. Most people don't believe it. It is my real name. Yeah, it is just beautiful like that. I am beautiful like that. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful is such a big word, I think.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So tell us about, art being an extension of your soul.
Of my soul. Poetry is, I believe the magic of poetry is that poetry should be sincere, it should be genuine, it should be straight from the heart. So for me, poetry means a lot to me personally, and everything that I write stems from a personal experience. I have to be connected to it entirely before I can put it on paper and before I can put it on stage. And the dream, the idea is that once I have, like I always say, I've put my soul bare on stage, someone in this audience might relate to what I have gone through, and then it has reached out to them in that manner. So that's why I always say my art is an extension of my soul. Yes.
And the truth is that most of us, we kind of experience the same things in life.
Yes, we do.
Because whatever you write about, whatever you speak about, there's definitely someone else who will relate to it.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
All right, so I think we've gotten, your inspirations are mostly from your personal experience.
Yeah.
But, when did you realize that, you wanted to do poetry? Because I'm thinking is it like an inborn thing, or is it something you come to fall in love with? Or
I've always been good with words from way back, but poetry, I started writing poetry about 2 years ago, but I used to hide behind a username, then post it online, because I used to write about emotions I would rather not talk about. Like a heartbreak, or maybe like my parents separating, how I felt about. I couldn't talk about it, but I could write about it, so I'd rather hide behind the username. But then a friend of me challenged me to get on stage. That was a little over a year ago, and I think that began like my process of healing. I realized I'd been holding on so much pain, so much anger. So poetry for me, like when you go on stage and you speak about your piece, for me I find release, I find healing. So I think a year and a half, that's when I started performing. That's when I realized I really want to do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what about you?
I have been writing for the longest time. I think I have always known that writing is what I really wanted to do. So for the longest time, I've just been writing poetry for friends, write them for their birthdays. When I was in high school, I'd write poems for my friends who, you know, wanted a lady in another school or something, and they would hire me. Thank you very much. And I would write, it was very profitable, by the way. I would write, I would write a stanza or two for them, but then I never really knew that poetry could be something I would put on stage. Until one time I watched Mufasa on television, and I was like, oh, okay, this guy is actually saying something that I have written on paper. And once I got to my first year of university, and I just stumbled into an art forum going on, and there was something that I had written some time back, and I got to do it on stage, and that was my first experience. So I had been writing for a while, and I stumbled into performance poetry, and I realized, okay, I can actually do it on stage. Yeah.
All right. So, like, what is the process of writing? I know for everyone it's different. You know, maybe for someone, maybe like you want some space, alone. Some maybe like when you're sleeping, ideas come. Some may be like, I don't know, strange. So, how for you? What environment works for you? How do you go about your writing?
About my writing, I write at very weird hours of the night. People who read my blog will tell you I send them links at 3 a.m. Wow. That's when I've just finished writing a piece. It's on my blog. I post at 3 a.m. Everybody questions, what were you doing at 3 a.m.? Yeah. I'm like, I wanted for all of you to go to sleep, the world to become quiet, then I can write. Yeah. But I like to do a lot of research, as I've told you, because I want to write something you can relate to. Yeah. So mostly I use my Instagram to talk to people. I ask people, right now I'm writing a piece called Stories at Home. So I ask people, if you were to tell people something about Kenya, not the negative they always see on TV, it's true, we are dying of hunger, we are dying from floods. Tell them something beautiful about your country. What would you tell them? So they tell me different things they'd like people to know about Kenya, our resilient spirit, our unsung heroes. Then I'll write about that and perform it back to them. Yeah. Yes.
Such an interesting time for someone to ask you, what should you write about your country?
Yeah, something positive about your country. We have so much negative things
exactly.
to say. What would you write about your country?
But anyway, I can always come up with something. What about you? What is that space that just works for you?
Okay, what she said is very deep. Now I don't know if I should say it. It sounds shallow. Yeah. So for me, I'm very slow as a writer. I write several short pieces every now and then, but for a piece that I'd put on stage, it takes me a while. So what happens is, I conceive the idea in my mind, I start thinking about it, and I would not put it on paper until I feel it's mature enough in my head. So I'd walk around with this idea for months, a month or even 2 months, even 3 months. But now once a day will come, and has now come, hallelujah. Once the day comes, and you just feel, today is the day, and I will sit down and I'll put it down in one sitting. But it's something that has been growing in my head for days or weeks. Also, something interesting that happens to me is I get ideas anywhere, anytime, anyhow. So I always want to be walking around with a pen and a notebook, which is very weird for me and my friends. I realized this the hard way, because one time an idea hit me, I had nowhere to write on. I had to buy, I had 10 bob in my pocket. I had to buy a pen. I looked around, I saw karatasi ya unga, I picked it up, I had to sit down and write. I looked like a crazy person, but it turned out to be something really great. So I think ideas come to us at different times, weird times, as she says. So the trick is wake up and write it at that time, because if it goes, it has gone. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's my process.
Yeah, but artists, I mean, like poets, you know, guys who do painting, they are known as crazy people. So, you know, you guys are really crazy, you know.
Crazy. I have a friend who keeps telling me every chance she gets, you're crazy.
You're crazy.
You're weird.
All right. So, like, what's your favorite piece? The one that
I've written myself.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is hard.
You absolutely love.
This is hard because everything you write is like, it's like a baby. It's like, you know, it's like you're, okay, fine. I think my favorite piece is one called A Colorful Poem. This is because I've always been writing things that my friends consider too sad or too deep or too heavy. And one time I challenged myself to write something stupid, something fun, kidogo, and A Colorful Poem was born. So in that sense, I think that would be my favorite because it's different from what I have always been doing. I tried something different and it worked out okay.
All right, so then we can listen to a colorful poem.
Yeah, I think
right now. Imagine right now, just here. Yeah, please go ahead.
So, have you ever felt that colors have got breath and life and taste and smell? Blue is large, warm, motherly. Is that why boys like her? Red is hot, red is sexy. Red keeps me awake all night. Yellow is noisy. Yellow is almost childish. Orange is weird. Orange tastes like syrup. Ew. Orange is like that overweight aunt who is present at every family gathering, and once she arrives, takes over the kitchen and everything in it. Black is deep. Black is my wounds. Black is my scars. White is love. And white is God, and love is God. God is love. White is that ever sweet grandma whose chickens know it's doomsday every time they see me approaching the gate. God, let him leave sooner. White are those friends who can't wait for my next poem. White are the friends who see the poem hidden inside this poem. White are those friends that see the pain in my words and the joy in my letters. White are those friends that are ever there in every heartbreak, in every pain, in every joy, and every sorrow. They are there just like the smell of soil after it rains, ever fresh, ever present. And I know I don't say it enough, but I love you, idiots. My love for you is white as snow, deep as the ocean, wide as the ocean, but I do love you. White is love, and God is love. Pink is cute. Pink is, well, almost cute. Pink is, oh, trust me, it pains me to say it, and I only say it because Pink was my primary school crush. Deskmate, actually. She knew I hated Pink, but she made a point of never letting me forget. So every morning she got to her desk, she went, "Good morning, my name is Pinky Fichi, and I love Pink." Okay. But I also knew she hated my belching. So every morning she went, "Pink," and I went, "Ugh." And that is after managu, malenge, boiled eggs, and several other unrelated food items. Pink is cute. She even wrote a composition, by the way, and named it The Pink Story. She got 30/40. Life is so unfair. Purple is royalty. Purple is royalty. Purple is Queen Sassy Lannister. Her evilness melt my heart. Purple is King Leonidas and the 300, faced by a huge Persian army, but they still stood unshaken, unwavering. This is Sparta. Purple is my mother. I miss her every day. I miss her every single day, and I'm glad I have your eyes, Ma, because I get to see you in the mirror of mine. Purple is my father. That man would literally pluck his heart out of his chest for us. Purple is royalty. Black is my wound. Black is my scars. Red is blood. Red is fire. Red is his blood shed for me at Calvary. Red is victory. Black is my wounds. Black is my sin. Black is the occasional shame in me. Black is my evil. And once you have sunk in black so deep, white is a breath of life, literally. So have you ever felt that colors have got breath and taste and life? They do. So live. I have no intention of tasting the color of regret. So live every minute you have. Go on coffee dates, watch movies all night, read Sheldon and Baldacci and Yvonne War and Odoja Gero, listen to poetry, find Mufasa, Koleka Putuma, Bolo the Blinker, Saisi, Sahizi. Live and don't apologize for it. Live once, live well.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a cute poem.
Thank you.
Yeah, it is very colorful and it is very interesting. So I can see why it's like your favorite.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that was really nice.
Thank you.
So let's move to Ngonjeri, who will tell us also her favorite piece.
My favorite piece. When he was doing his piece, I was trying to think which one is my favorite because I knew it's going to come. I think it's called Safari ya Sanaa. It's the first piece I did in Swahili that was comfortable to perform on stage. It was after a friend of mine passed away. And I asked myself, if I passed away right now, what would people remember me by? Or what legacy have I? Or what people will remember about me? What people saying, Ngunjiri used to be nice, used to be kind. So yeah, and I challenged myself to write in Swahili. It was harder than I thought. It took me over 2 months to finish writing one piece. But I was proud of it and I took it to stage. So Safari ya Sanaa is Safari ya Sanaa. Yes.
So Sanaa is
art.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess we can listen to that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when my time comes, wacha wakumbuke vile msanii nilitamba juu ya maneno niliamba. Wakumbuke vile mashairi nilipamba na mafans zikawabamba. When my time comes, let them remember mshairi sanaa niliipenda. Juu yake hakuna kile singetenda, hakuna mbali singeenda. Vile from stage to stage nilitembea juu ya vina na mizani nikipepea, kwenye rhymes na mistari nikibembea. Wakumbuke hizi beti sikuziandikia fame ama pesa, na jukwani sikupanda juu ya claps ama snaps. Nasema hizi beti sikuziandikia fame ama pesa, na jukwani sikupanda juu ya claps ama snaps. When my time comes, this is what I want you to remember. That history ya poetry si kuanza jana. Nimeprepare, nimespend time mob sana. Nikabonga na wahenga, yani waliobobea, wakale wa hizi kazi kwenye fani waliokolea, wakanipa ushauri msanii kaniokolea. 1. Heshimu sanaa, usifanye sarakasi. Kuandika kurasa sio lazima pen na karatasi. Wizi ni haramu, fanya kazi yako binafsi. Na cha muhimu msanii kuzingatia, ukipewa stage make sure your best unawapatia, bila hata beat make sure watapagawa. Make sure watapagawa. So paukwa, pakawa, safari ikawa, mashairi kugawa, utunzi kipawa. Hii art ni power, kutema ndo dawa kwa wale na hawa. Mafans wana realize industry imenikubali. Ngunjiri natajika karibu na mbali, ati mimi ndo kusema mimi ndo ule mkali, juu hii safari nilikubali kwa hali na mali. So when my time comes, kumbukeni ni fani ilinichagua. Haya maneno nikaa mbaye na ugua, fire passion na teketea bila kuungua. Sijui kai feeling mnaitambua, manabonga nikaa akili zimenipungua. So flip pages of my biography wakifungua, mysteries and stories untold wakipekua, maybe my other side watagundua. Pamoja na wenzangu wenye craft ziliwateua, hata wale walilack skill, hakuna yule tulibagua. The tears we cried na vicheko tuliangua, piga darubini nyuma, kumbuka nilivyokuwa. When my time comes, kumbukeni ilibidi niondoke kwa hiari, but at least nilipata hii chance ya kuageni kwa heri. So acha niwatakie kila laheri, Mola aondolee yote ya shari, na please wasanii msichoke na hii safari. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's quite deep, you know. It's some of the things, you know, you definitely need to think about, because this life is not promised.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, you from just listening to those two pieces, of course, I'm just, you know, gonna ask, are you working on something together? Have you already worked on something, you know, together?
Okay. We have already worked on something together. I did my first event in Nairobi a few days ago, and I featured her in it. She's, I think, also doing another one, and she's featuring me in it. Okay. She will talk about it. But the most immediate one that we are working together on is called Inside This Skull. It's organized by Teller 254. He's very good poet, actually very good at what he does. Yeah. So we are under his umbrella. They are organizing it with another organization called Tanosa, Talanta Noma Sana. Yeah, so it's a beautiful collaboration that are bringing Inside This Skull, and we are lucky to be featured as artists under that particular event.
All right. And then you also have something you're working on?
Yeah, I have a show. It's called Hisia za Sanaa. It's going to be immediately after Inside the Skull is going on 20th of October.
Yes.
Then on the 4th of November, I'm going to have Hisia za Sanaa. That directly translates to the art in my feelings. We're going to be using art to express our feelings, and yeah, I'll be working with Saisi and a lot of artists. Like if you're big in the poetry scene, you know names like Dofan, Goofy, Crazy Mwanafunzi. So yeah, it's going to be in Rongai. Yeah, that's what we are working on. So right now we have Inside the Skull together and Hisia za Sanaa together, and we've just done Shakespeare Meets Africa.
So many events, so much talent. There was a time when, you know, poetry was just for like some people. Do you feel like it's still that way, or do you feel like it's being embraced a little bit more? People are attending this event, your events, a little bit more, or, you know, what's the situation like?
I think from my own personal experiences, we have grown a great deal.
Yeah.
We have really grown a great deal. Personally, I started off in Kisumu, did 2 events in Kisumu before now. I got to do my first in Nairobi, and being that it was my first, the kind of turn up that I saw, it's really encouraging. Yeah. So where we are now, it's a great difference. And another also important thing to mention is that the poets themselves are growing. We are growing. Guys are getting creative. For example, there's a friend of mine who's also part of Inside This Skull. He'll be performing on 20th of October, and it's Istonic. Istonic did a show juicy inaitwa Honor, and he did a concept that was really beautiful. So poets are thinking outside the box. Poets are getting creative. It is not the poetry that you're used to, like you just come and sit down, and it's not the kawaida poetry that you're used to. So I think that also is helping, because now the audiences feel challenged, that they're not just coming to get the kawaida dose that they're used to. They come and experience new concepts being worked on, people exploring weird stuff, crazy outside the box kind of stuff, and that also is is helping us grow the audience more and more. So we are not where we began from. We've grown